All right, I'm sitting here live in the studio with my buddy Robbie Ross. And let me start by saying I'm not drunk, but when people say that, it's usually a warning sign that
What's
they
about
are.
to happen? Or
We just finished practice. Like, we just got done. So my voice is kind of blown out. I can't hear anything but ringing. So you're going to have to carry this episode sort of like you did, when you were on the show. So it'll be reminiscent of old times.
Nothing's changed.
But no, I got you here because we need to talk about this show coming up that you put together.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's the if you hadn't heard about it and seen the flyers floating around the internet, it's Slop Chop Top Drop. It's put on by a couple of biker clubs in this area, and it's in memory of Kevin Norris. They call it Snake Man, and it's a festival that he put together. It's really a biker kind of festival that he had dreamed about and did 1 year of it, and then he passed away Christmas Day, this past Christmas, and so Shotzi and Patty and I thought, what a better way to see his dream to fruition than to expand it and make it a music / biker festival. And that's where I kind of came into the fold of it. So this is the first year we're having it with music, but it's like the second annual. And we hope to do this every single year. And what's really cool about it is there's going to be biker games between each bands. I think I got 11 bands on the bill. It's going to be pretty radical, dude. And I wanted to jump on the podcast with you today to let you know who all is going to be there and tell you how to get tickets and all that cool stuff.
Awesome. And you have a long history with Double D's already because you do karaoke there on Wednesdays, Thursdays?
On Thursdays and Fridays if
and
I'm
you've
available.
done acoustic gigs there, and Seeking Seven plays there a lot.
Yeah,
I went and saw y'all there.
Yeah. We play there a lot, and we've had great response there. And it took me a while, to build up kind of I don't know what they call it, a following in that direction in that area. Growing up in younger days when I first started playing music in bands, Columbus was the hot spot.
Yeah.
Columbus is where you went to check all the bands, and then because there was always a cool band in Columbus, and then Columbus, like, no one hosts live music anymore ever.
Right.
Anywhere in Columbus. It kind of went towards Tupelo, and now Tupelo is kind of that. There's hardly any live music there anymore.
Yeah.
And so to see people coming out in the Columbus area, particularly in Steens where Double D's is pretty cool. It's something I've been working on a while, and it took doing karaoke there for a little while. Took doing a little bit of acoustic gigs and easing my band into the fold. And now we pack it out. Every time we play, it's standing room only. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I remember when we went out there to see y'all play, I was like, man, we're lost. And I can't even remember who was driving, but they were like, no, we're not lost. We got the the GPS thing going, and like, no, man, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're lost. And then you round a corner, and there it is.
There it is, yeah.
But that's cool that it's out in the middle of nowhere because that makes it perfect for this kind of thing.
Yep.
Because you can get as loud as you want. The bikes are loud. The music's going to be loud.
As late as we want.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything you want.
There's less regulation because you're not in town. You're kind of
in the
out
county.
there.
And you're so close to Alabama that they really don't give a shit at all. So
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's good when nobody gives a shit.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Like I said, I got 11 bands coming out for this thing. So I don't know anywhere where you can catch 11 bands for $15, So I think you really need to go ahead and get your tickets, get planned for this. It's going to be not just, if you've never been to a biker rally, for one, you got to experience it at least once in your life. And that's what's going to happen between each band's setup is there's going to be some sort of biker game. At the end of the night, it's going to even be a wet tea contest. It's going to get wild and crazy, but that's all that for just $15, dude. You can't beat that anywhere. We're really excited. We're really mostly excited about the fact that it's carrying on Snake Man's kind of dream. And if you look at the flyer, there's a drawing on top of the drawing. That's something that he had drawn for the first one, and we were cool to incorporate that into the flyer. It's pretty cool. So make sure you check it out. The bands I got coming, local favorites. We got Illyria, If you didn't know Lyria, it's actually got a song that's charted. This little band from Amory called Kill J.
What?
There we go. Affliction of Absence going to be there. Then my band Seeking Seven. My really good friends from Jackson.
I'm not practiced.
Oh yeah, the Seeking Seven. That's pretty good. See, I need to get on the show more often so you can get
on the show more often so I can do the Seeking Seven bell ringer.
My good friends from Jackson, Jordan Shots and Gang, American Automatic is going to be there. And 5 Stories from Jackson, Tennessee. The guys from Stone Chamber who play the Rail Festival,
right?
They hit me up about it.
Dr. Van,
I was able to get them on. Collision Theory, also from Jackson, Tennessee. See, these out of town bands are coming. That's why. I mean, you really need to do it. Shane's band, Shane and Seth with Somatic Theory. They're going to be there. I got a Riding Shotgun. What else? A Quiet Calm. A couple more I probably didn't mention, but check out the flyers. All listed on the event page. If you get your tickets early, they're $15. But if you wait till the week of the show and get them at the door, they're $20. So you need to find somebody to get tickets from. You could get tickets from me. You could go to Double D's Bar, get tickets. Talk to Patty or Shotzi. Jerem Farah has some tickets, so if you need some tickets, hit one of us up, and we'll meet you somewhere and make sure you get the early bird special.
Did you think to bring some with you?
I didn't, but I can. I meant to.
Well, Jerem's got some. I can go get them from him.
Yeah, and I can bring you back there.
He lives right up the road.
It's so odd because I take them everywhere I go, and the one day I didn't bring them with me. So,
but you brought up a good point because every band you just named off, I mean, they're usually in a situation where you would have to pay to see them,
right?
And
it's usually $15 just to see that one band, you know.
Like the $5 door thing is like in the past. You usually have to pay $10 at least to see any one of these bands, and you've got how many? 10? 11 bands
for $15. Not to mention, not only that, I mean, you get to witness all these biker games that's going to happen.
Now, you don't have to be a biker
to enjoy the game.
To enjoy the.
As a matter of fact, the bigger the crowds for these biker games, the better they are. Like, I don't know what they are. That's not my area of expertise. But the weenie grab, it's a bunch of them. They're really fun to watch and to cheer them on. And usually just to participate in that, you pay about $15.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For any of these biker rallies that happen.
Yeah, we've played a couple of biker rallies, and
I remember us playing the Eagles Nest.
The Eagles Nest, absolutely.
That was so cool.
Like 3 times.
Yeah. Loved it. We played it twice, and then you guys played it 3 times, and that's what it's going to be. People are going to be camping out there. It's really cool. Don't want to miss it. June 1st, so make sure you mark your calendars. Jump on Facebook, or I'm probably going to even make a website for this thing. But jump on Facebook, find the event page for the Slop Shop Top Drop Music Biker Fest, and you'll see the event page. Sign up for it. Say you're coming. Hit one of us up. Our names are in the event page, so you know who to get in touch with to get your early bird ticket specials. And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it.
Me being an event organizer as far as the Rural Festival concerns, I feel your pain as far as like getting this together, because it can be a headache. It's fun and it's worth it, but man, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like, people don't even there's things that people don't even think about that you have to do to organize something like this. Give me like an idea of, like, of course this year hasn't happened yet, but last year's, because you said you've already done it once. And
right.
then
This is the first year with music, so last year was strictly the bikes only, and it was successful then with just the bike. I think they had about 200 people there, and that's just the bikes alone, and or something to that effect. We were the band Seeking Seven. We were actually booked that weekend, so we didn't actually get to go. But I remember making Patty and Kevin a promise last year. I was like, next year we're gonna free our schedule so that I can come and be a part of it. But we didn't expect Kevin to pass on Christmas the way all that happened. And so, again, me and Shotzi and Patty got together and said, let's carry on his memory. So I said, well, you know what we ought to do? We need to bring a bunch of bands. Let's make it into a huge festival, and make it all in his honor. And everybody's been so supportive ever since then. Yes, there's a lot of work into it. There's sponsors we have to get and organize. Just rounding the bands, and then we had to change dates because there was a planned biker ride that was happening the original date that we had it, and that came up after the fact that we planned. So when we changed dates, I lost a few bands due to scheduling conflicts after that, so I had to kind of rebuild the lineup from scratch, and it's been a lot of work going into it, but I want to tell you that this is going to be the first year of many, and we're hoping that there's good success this year. That way next year we can bring in a bigger headliner, somebody that y'all know and love to headline the show. And it's going to be really worth it, because if you participate early this year and catch all 11 bands, you do. Then next year when we bring in the big headliners, there won't be like a fee increase or anything like that. So y'all need to come out and make this successful, because Columbus needs something like this. We need to bring live music back to this area.
Man, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. What time does the music kick off?
At noon. Gates open and the bar opens at 11. The music is going to kick off right at noon. And all the biker games happen between each band's set. So get there early. I think a Quiet Calm is kicking everything off. Get there early and stay for all the bands.
As always, when we hit record, we have all the animals making as much noise as possible. My dog is breathing heavy in the background. That's not just me. And then, the cat's got a meow. But we're out
I had top of Kill Jake.
We're at the ranch. What are you going to do? Yeah. But no, dude, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think it's really cool that you can bring a tent.
Oh, yeah.
And pitch a tent, and you ain't got to worry about driving home.
That's right. Matter of fact,
there's
a
mattress
lot of people are going to be camping out to this. And not to mention, too, if you remember the Railroad Festival was such an awesome lineup last year and this year. And both years they kind of got rained out. And not on purpose, kind of by accident, it turned out that I was able to set the lineup to be a makeup show for the Railroad Festival, and that's the reason I contacted Illyria and had the order as much as the same way as the Railroad Festival was too, because it just wasn't right. This year at the Railroad Festival, we were there just as we were our band 6 and 7, just as we were tearing down our stuff, and Killjoy was bringing their stuff on. They're like, get the heck off
out of here.
There's lightning
the apocalypse
and stuff.
is coming.
And then that night it was a tornado that wiped out half of Hamilton. That was crazy. So this is a chance for if you missed or couldn't come out to the Railroad Festival because of the rain, here's a chance to see it all over again. And
that's really cool. It worked out that way, because a lot of people told me, like, hey, you need to do a do-over. You need to do a show like here in a couple weeks and get all the bands back. And I'm like, well, it's not that easy.
Right.
Everybody. This is summer. Everybody's got schedules. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like even Killjoy. Like we're not as busy as you guys, but we've got shows every month up till at least September.
Right after the Rail Festival, I was hearing the same chatter, and as I was looking at my schedule that I had to rebuild because of our date change, I thought, well, why not? Why not try to make this a makeup show? So again, all your Railroad Festival peeps, if you missed it, here's a chance to see it again. June 1st, it's going to be at Steen's. The address is on the flyer, so make sure. I'm sure the podcast here will share the flyer from their page as well. Absolutely. I think you already have. So Marcus shared it again, but the address is on the flyer. It is way out in the country, but that's where you want to hold these.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. And bring your tent and stuff. Spend a night. It's going to be really cool.
What about campers? If you have an RV, can you pull it out there? And I know there's probably not hookups, but
I don't think there's any hookups. But the owner of the bar, it's not going to be in the bar. It's going to be outside of the bar. But the owner of the bar lives like literally walking distance from the bar. And she said any camper, RVs, or oversized vehicles can park at her place.
Nice.
There's not going to be any hookups or anything, but there will be places for it. And most of the parking for the event will be there. And we're going to have guys with side-by-sides and little gators to help transport people. So you won't even have to walk there. You just hit one of the guys up with the gators, and they'll take you to the parking area.
Man, this reminds me of what me and Sean were talking about the other day. Like, back in the day, You had to find the party. And there was a couple of big parties that happened way back then that we still talk about today, where they had to like have secret reflectors, or like one of the parties they had beer cans hanging from tree limbs, and that's where you knew to turn.
Yeah.
And if you see another one hanging from a limb, you turn there, and that's how you find the party. But it's kind of gotten from that to people want the convenient, like right here in town. I don't have to like work for it. But this is reminiscent of the old school, and like I said before, this is where you want to be. You want to be out, away from everything, so that you can get loud, you can have a good time, you can camp out.
As long as I've been playing music in bands, our best shows, looking back, the best shows we've ever had, hands down, have been these outside field parties.
Yeah,
usually on somebody's porch or, outside. We were talking about the Eagles Nest jam earlier. Those have been hands down some of our best gigs, and like I said, you want to be a part of what I think is going to be the beginning of another annual event that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger depending on the success. And if you're like me, if you want to bring live music back to our area, this is the way that you do it. You support little shows like this that are going to become huge, big shows later on.
Yeah, with something like this, you definitely, what you don't want is to be the person hearing about the stories. You want to be a part of the story.
Yeah, living the stories.
Yeah, you want to be there, because you're going to be hearing stories about this party for a long time.
For a year, and I'm telling you, yeah. It's one of those things that you just can't describe either. You have to kind of be there and live it. And it's going to be one of those events that will be talked about. And I promise you, if you come to this thing, you're going to mark your calendars for the next year's event too, because it's going to be just as cool, probably bigger.
That's really cool. And you got Big Johnny Blender.
Big Johnny Blender.
He's DJing, right? Or he's MCing.
He's MCing again. I ripped the Rebel Festival off this year.
I like it.
It needed to, because the rain has not been kind to us in the past
it hasn't.
Couple of years. Last year, I worked so hard. It's hard to get on these festivals. Sometimes you have to work years to get on. Take, for example, Market Street and Columbus. I've been working since the early 2000s to get in with those folks to get my band on that festival. Finally happened, and of course it rains out. I booked 7 festivals last year, and all 7 festivals were rained out. This year, it's been not as good. Railroad Festival was rained out. Another one was rained out. So the weather has not been too kind to us at all, and so we're in desperate need of a good outdoor festival. Not me, not the band, but our area. Because
for sure. April and May are notorious for, especially April, is notorious for bad weather.
Right.
Really bad weather. Not just rain, but thunderstorms, tornadoes, etc. But usually, like in June, that's when it starts kind of tapering out.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good time. However, just in the rare case we do get rain, is this a rain or shine event?
It is a rain or shine event. We will bring things inside if we need to. So it's going to happen either way. So if you buy your tickets, rest assured that the event will still happen. We're just going to move everything.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. You still got the inside of the bar.
Right. Yeah.
Is there going to be anything going on the stage inside? Or is all the music and everything going to be outside?
That's what we're going to expand to. I started to do that this year, and I was going to have acoustic and solo and small bands inside during the changeovers on the outside. So if you're there for the music and you don't care too much about the bikers, you can go inside and check out a band out in there. We didn't do this mainly because when we had to change the date and I lost so many bands due to scheduling conflicts, I said, well, let's make it a little bit, make it only outside. But next year, that's what we plan to do. So, and then the schedule that I built for that, there was over 17 different acts all day long. So that would be really cool. You can see 17 artists and bands all day long. So that's kind of the future plans at this point, but it was the original plan. That's what I was going to do. So no, nothing will be happening inside, except they're going to keep the doors closed best they can, so it'll be a cool place if it get too hot. You can go inside the bar and cool down a little bit. We're going to have water stations, too, because we know how hot June can be. There's going to be water stations outside everywhere.
I'm more interested in the beer.
And of course, that's what we specialize in.
Yeah. I mean, we can drink water anytime. We're gonna come to drink beer.
Yeah. It's going to be hot, and there's going to be a lot of bands, a lot of stuff going on. So make sure that you come prepared to wear good clothes that are heat-friendly clothes. And it's going to be a great day. Come out and join us.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. We're going to take a little break, unless you have anything else you want to say about this. You might want to double plug where to get the tickets. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about Endgame. So, boom. You're safe right now if you haven't seen Endgame. But spoilers lie ahead.
You might want to hit the stop button if you haven't seen it.
You might want to pause it, watch Endgame, and then come back and hit play.
According to the numbers...
according to the numbers, you've already seen it.
All of America has seen it 4 times.
Yes.
If you look at the numbers, so you're probably safe. But if you're one of the weird people that haven't seen it yet, you don't want this to be spoiled either. Don't say, "Oh, I don't mind spoilers," because no, you don't. It's going to take the excitement of the movie away. But hit your stop button now if you haven't seen it.
So with that spoiler warning in mind, before we close out talking about this awesome show, tell them one more time where to get tickets.
Okay, so you can hit me up. Robbie Ross, obviously, if you didn't know my voice. You can hit Mark Klingen up because I'm going to give him a batch. Germ Farah, Patty Goodwin, Shot C. Whitehead, and if you go to Double D's Bar, there's going to be a bunch there too. So just hit us up with a message. At least me and I can speak for Germ too, that we'll even meet you somewhere to give you the tickets if we have to. So just hit us up, send us a message on Facebook. That's literally the best place to reach me at, and we'll make sure you get some tickets to the early bird special. Now, if you wait to the week of the show, they go up to $20.
$20 is still not.
It's still
bad.
a good deal. No, not for 11 bands.
I would pay $20 for this.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't book me, I'd pay $20 to go see this.
But if you want to, steal, have a steal.
But since you did book me, I'm not paying $20.
If you want to rob your way into the festival and get the
I'm sorry, I'm not paying you, Robbie.
Promise.
I missed that. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but is it possible we could maybe give a ticket pair away on the show?
Man, my arm is hurting. You just twisted it. Let's make that happen.
I heard it kind of crackle.
Yeah, crackle
in the wristal area.
Yeah, well, you guys figure out. We're going to give maybe 2 pair of tickets to the
that's even better.
Real Pop Culture. 2 pair of tickets. So you can bring
this
your
is
buddy with you.
I like exclusive stuff. It makes me feel special.
And you got to call the number though, right? Is that how it's going to work?
I like it when people call the number, but we'll advertise that we're going to give away 2 ticket pairs. And I'm putting you on the spot again.
Yeah.
When we get ready to give away the ticket pairs, traditionally we do a Facebook Live. Why don't you come back and do a Facebook Live with us here in the studio?
Now my other arm hurts.
Now your other arm's crackle popping.
There you go.
That was more in the elbow, in the weenus.
In the weenus area.
In the weenus, that's a real thing. You know anatomy and physiology.
That's right.
I just cracked your weenus right here on the show.
Why were we not on Facebook Live so we can witness that? Absolutely. I'll be here and we'll give the tickets away on live.
That's awesome.
That'll be really cool.
All right. Well, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors. And then if you haven't seen Endgame, you need to run.
Go watch the dang movie.
Run away.
Go watch the movie now. Stop. Get your tickets. Go watch the movie.
I was late.
And don't,
I just watched today. We're recording this on Sunday. I just watched it Thursday.
Don't do the stupid thing and get the online copy that's out there floating around.
Oh no! You don't want to bootleg this movie. The quality at the theater. Again, not to start a whole nother podcast.
This is not spoiler.
But dude, the CGI stuff. Marvel has. DC needs to hire whoever's doing Marvel's CGI because Steppenwolf had a stupid face.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't like it. But Thanos, dude,
it was so good,
so good,
so good.
So before I spoil anything, we're gonna stop right now. Shadow Stalkers Paranormal is a non-profit organization. A level-headed team with a knowledgeable background who tries to explain and debunk, not taking things solely as paranormal.
They try to help their clients with an understanding about the paranormal.
Shadow Stalkers Paranormal also gives back to the community by way of sponsorships, such as this one, fundraisers for historical sites and individuals with terminal illnesses.
They strive to make their team better and make a difference.
You can find them on Facebook, facebook.com/ShadowStalkers Paranormal 38821. They're ready to believe you.
He finally goes out, the cat walks right up to the edge of the door and meows. Oh, shit. It's like, damn it.
All right. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
3, 2, 1. Iron Man died.
And Black Widow.
And no coming back either. There's no
Black Widow hurt me more than Iron Man.
It's no coming back.
Because they're making a Black Widow movie right now.
It's a prequel.
What?
About her.
Duh, it's not a...
I mean, yeah, because she's like...
It can't be a sequel.
Vision? Gone.
So we've lost Gamora, Vision.
Gamora? Gone.
But we kind of have a new Gamora. We have past Gamora that's in the present.
There's
that counts.
Well, there's this online opinion, because if you look at the very end where, again, spoilers... if we didn't make that clear already.
Yeah.
I think we made it pretty clear.
Thor is with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Gamora is not there. So supposedly when Kat went back to put all the Infinity Stones back in place, and when they did the snap undid everything that they did. So actually some Gamora is gone. I kind of teeter on that end of things because she's not there.
But the snap isn't what killed Gamora or Vision.
No,
but the snap you only got back what the snap did.
Exactly, but the thing is, they came from the past. Thanos, one of the nebulas, and then Gamora. They came from the past.
Yeah.
So when he did the snap, that undid everything that came from the past. So Gamora was.
That's gone too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gamora's gone.
Well, they're also doing a. I've heard that they're doing a
if it wasn't, then she would have been there at the end.
I've also heard they're doing a Scarlet Witch Vision series. Along with
there's a
Hawkeye
lot
series.
Yes.
And
now you have to be like
Falcon,
a Disney HD or XD or whatever they call that subscriber.
Plus, whatever.
Yeah, if you, it looks like I'm gonna have to subscribe to it because they're not doing.
I heard it's cheap. I heard it's gonna be like $4 and something a month.
It's not. It's not what Netflix did either. It's not. They're going to be using same actors. And it's going to be very obviously tied to the MCU. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing they're going to do with these next spinoffs. So that's going to be exciting too to watch some of those.
There's so many kudos I want to give to Marvel and what's the Russo brothers?
Is the Russo brothers? Yeah.
Man, okay, we knew. Like I tried to stay away from spoilers, but there's things that I knew were going to happen because Robert Downey Jr. has been looking for the door.
Chris Evans too,
and Captain America, and I was like, well, they're going to kill them off. Mm-hmm. But dude, the way they sent both of them away,
was, couldn't have done it any better.
You couldn't have done it better.
Best writing, and everything.
Right when you thought Captain America was going to die, before the army came in, when they were facing off, it was like what 3 or 4 of them facing off against Thanos, and he broke the shield. I was like, okay, well, this is where Cap goes out. Yeah. No, he went out like a totally different way. He didn't die.
No.
And that's what I was expecting, but Tony Stark did die, but it was like okay because he saved the freaking world.
Yeah, the universe.
But now he
had that closure with his dad. Like they gave him such a good send off. I've never seen a send off better. But than
now
that.
We can also get.
I feel okay with it.
More Captain America movies.
Oh, in a panel
go back and get what he did while he was gone. Like we've got a whole. He's got 80 years or whatever worth of.
In a panel that the Russo brothers were just on, they confirmed that too. Said, "Look, I know people are sad that Tony died, and that was part of it. But the thing is nowhere in cinematic history has any character been through a full fruition the way that he has. And if anything." We should uplift his spirit. They were treating his death like a real person had died. That's because that's how impactful this really is.
No movies ever went through 22.
20.
It was 22 movies.
And I love how in this movie,
of 21
the way they did this movie, you want to go back and watch all those movies again because they revisited key points that made you go, shit. Now I want to go watch this and this and this and this and this.
Exactly.
Pretty much every one of them.
Because even the ones I didn't like, we were talking earlier about Dark World, that was one of my least favorite Marvel movies. This movie changed my opinion about other movies. And the best way that I can put it in a synopsis for you is if however much you've invested in the MCU up to this point is how much you're going to get out of it. You know, you could watch it as a standalone movie, not seeing things, and probably enjoy the movie. But if you've been following since Iron Man 1 and watching every movie from then to now, you're going to get a lot out of Endgame. What's so I wouldn't say it's insignificant, but what such a small movie Infinity War is compared to Endgame.
Yes.
Infinity War is just a little tip of the iceberg.
Everything was the perfect build-up. Especially if you go back, Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
So good.
And Infinity War, all three were just a huge build-up.
Oh, by the way, I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. It just didn't work out to where
I haven't seen it
could go, but I didn't feel like I'm still going to watch Captain Marvel, obviously, but I didn't feel like I was lost.
No, and I don't think you would be because...
So any of these 20 movies, if you saw all those movies, it's even better. But if you didn't even see any of them...
Right.
You don't necessarily you wouldn't be lost.
Well, the fact that Captain Marvel is a prequel... You know, and that's not even a spoiler. They make that known in the trailers.
It's in the 90s, yeah.
You don't. I mean, not having seen Captain Marvel is not a detrimental.
So here was. I've got a couple of big questions.
All right.
What do you want to see moving forward? Now that we're done with. Well, of course, we're not done with all the old movies because they're still talking about. They're doing Spider-Man. They're doing. Supposedly, they're still in works for.
The next one,
Guardians of the Galaxy,
the next one that comes out will be Far
Black
From
Panther
Home.
2, and
Spider-Man
they're still
Far
doing
From
those.
Home.
There's even talks of another Thor movie.
Oh yeah,
but
that's such
outside of those. What are you looking forward to?
Well, here's the thing. That's such a huge question, and I guess my only answer could be this: is like it really doesn't matter what I want because there's so much unlimited possibility at this point. They're all going to be good.
They've already proven that they know how to make a good movie.
I have to expound a little bit further than Endgame and talk about the Spider-Man trailer because now since a hole's been ripped in the dimensional port, then now we're talking about a multiverse.
Oh yeah.
Now that we're in the world of multiverse. Literally anything can happen from this point.
It's the same as DC.
I don't have any ambition on what I want to see forward. I'm buckling in and I'm going to strap in for the ride because it's going to be awesome.
You mentioned the multiverse thing.
We're going to see Adam Warlock. We're going to see Mysterio. Warlock. We're going to see. There's so many things that we're going to see now that we're dealing with the multiverse. I mean, we could have. I mean, the imagination is the limit.
The big thing is everybody's saying now. Okay, they've got rights. They can do X-Men.
Yeah, now they can bring it in. I mean,
and so I guess my big question is who have we not seen that you would like to see? Or a reboot of one that's already been.
Well, for one, bringing in the X-Men universe has always frightened me because the MCU has been so good at this point. And I thought that's the way it's going to be ruined. Because if you don't do that just right. I mean, especially how many people has invested so much of Hugh Jackman is the only Wolverine that they'll ever know and love. It's going to be hard to hand that torch to somebody else. But now that they're talking about a multi-universe, I think, well, wow, this could actually work, and this could be. Obviously, that's the way they're going to bring in Fantastic Four. That's the way they're going to bring in X-Men. That's the way all this is going to happen. And
personally, I think I would like to. And there's the big thing about the two snaps released like gamma, I guess is how they put it.
Yeah,
like gamma radiation. And that's going to be your lead into mutants.
I think
I don't know. I don't think they don't even need to go that route. I mean, would you say in the multiverse?
I don't know because it's explained in all the comics and even in the previous X-Men movies that mutation comes from evolution, which is thousands and thousands of millions of years.
They're also saying
process.
that they were also. I've also read a theory where they go back to even if you consider the old X-Men movies with the new Marvel, the MCU.
Yeah.
Even if you consider that, they're talking about. They said they could always go back because Magneto's the first one on record as far as what they're looking at.
Right.
But of course, you had Wolverine that was around during Civil War.
Apocalypse is supposed to be the oldest mutant, you know.
But they could also say that okay, whatever this was when they released everything in the past, when they changed everything in the past.
Yeah. Well,
Captain America part of that could have been what created Magneto.
My prediction
from that point up.
Yeah, my prediction is I think everything has to do with the multiverse, especially all the individual standalone movies comes in threes. There's 3 Thors, there's 3 Captain Americas, there's 3 Iron Mans, etc., etc. They owe us 2 more Doctor Strange movies. And where to go with Doctor Strange is that he's going to start tapping into the multiverse.
That's perfect. That's a perfect.
Yeah, because we still got Galactica to fight. Who's a bigger enemy than Thanos? Probably nobody, but Galactica maybe. You know, Galactus.
I don't know. I think they need to go. It may sound weird, but I think they need to go smaller, on a smaller level. And then, but
if they go somewhere big like that, it'll be another build-up. It'll be
a new.
I mean, Galactus would be perfect.
You got the Inhumans that are coming too, so that's going to be the next.
I've also heard rumors of Dark Avengers, which is that's probably my favorite idea.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I would love to see that. It would be a
completely different. They would have to do it in a different style than what they've done so far.
Yeah.
I think, but Dark Avengers would definitely be my favorite. But
another thing besides the multiverse that changes the status quo going forward is this time jump. Okay, they treated this movie like those things happened in the timeline of when those movies came out. Like they went to 2012.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they went. So this movie took place in 2019, but there was a 5-year.
Actually. Yeah.
So then there was
5 years after 202019. So
exactly.
This is like this movie's in the future.
So Far From Home, the Spider-Man movie, has to happen in 19, 20, 22, 23, 40. You know, it has to happen like 2025 or 24.
Right. 24.
So
2024. I'm thinking.
Forward is in the future.
Yeah.
Because we had the 5-year thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the status quo is kind of changed.
Oh yeah, you know? And there's a lot that's going to be revealed, but I think also more questions going to be asked after Far From Home gets dropped, and that's so cool. I hope that they keep. I hope they keep busting out 3 movies a year like they've been doing. They
probably will.
And because this is so exciting. Endgame from start to finish was. It's the longest of all the movies. It's the longest of all of them. It didn't feel like it. Though. Yeah, they did too. This is something that someone told me the other day.
About. Like I get uncomfortable at a movie. And it didn't feel like 3 hours had went by when I left out of that.
I had to pee one time.
Yeah, I planned it so I wouldn't have to. No energy drinks before that movie. But I seen where the producers, Kevin Feige and all that, they actually edited a movie so it ended right at 3,000, so they could tell all their MCU fans, "We love you 3,000." That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So they edited the movie so it would end right at 3,000 minutes.
I would be remiss if I did not mention Fat Thor. I was so happy about Fat Thor for so many reasons. First of all, kudos to them, man, because everybody wants to see Hemsworth. The hotness.
Buff and half naked.
He's a good looking man, and there's probably a lot of people that want to see him that way. But not only did they give us Fat Thor, but he stayed that way through the whole movie.
Even when he was the hero,
because they could have fixed one line of dialogue like, "Oh, as soon as the lightning gets back in me, I'll burn all my calories." One little one-liner could have fixed all that, but no, they kept him fat through the whole movie.
You can actually, a lot of people say, "I have the body of a god." Look at Buddha.
That's
the second reason.
That's the second reason I like it, because now I really do look.
If you follow the comments, though, King Thor with the big beard that's braided, and he's a big dude.
Yeah,
he's a king. He's like, so that's where they're going with this. He's going to be King Thor. He's going to be a big dude. So I'll tell you, I like how the word of the day is what Kevin Smith said, and he goes fan service. He goes, that's what they did throughout the
Big
whole
time.
movie.
And it wasn't gratuitous to where it was just gross fan service. It was very well put.
Yeah, just they hit so many little things that go, oh, that's a throwback to this, and whoa, that's a throwback to that.
Well, like when Captain America said Hell Hydra, that's a big thing in the comics.
Oh, yeah.
That was the most hated
in the comics.
What's so funny about that, that was actually the most hated Captain America series ever put out.
Yeah.
And the fact that they tipped their hat to that was
so
cool.
I thought about that first. I'm glad you brought that up.
When he said that, I was like, whoa, they're really giving us that from the comics. And I'm not even a Marvel comic. I don't read the comics, but I knew about that.
Well, you also,
that's
you also get a little hope at the end, the funeral.
Oh yes,
with everybody left, because you've got, not only have you got Tony's daughter, but you've got the other kid.
She'll be
that
the
was
next
in Iron Man 3.
Right.
That was there, and he was. It almost seemed like he was out of place. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you're at this superhero funeral party that they're having. Why are you here?
Another
there's got to be a reason that they put him in there. They wouldn't just put him in there for with no other superheroes there.
Another fan service moment too is how Ant-Man's daughter is 5 years older. Now, if you read the comments, Ant-Man's daughter gets the Ant-Man suit
and Hawkeye's daughter, which of course in the comics she's Ronin's, or Hawkeye's.
Now she's old enough to start, doing that, and I think the next Ant-Man movie is going to really allude to
the daughter.
Yeah.
So, and I've also heard rumors that they're doing a Hawkeye series. And part of that series is going to be
him training
his daughter to become the next Hawkeye, and which is perfect for the comics. But I think the thing I'm looking forward to the biggest is I want to see him do Doctor Doom right. Like, that's what if I had two hopes, it would be to do Doctor Doom right and to do a Namor movie, which Namor is going to be tough to keep up with Aquaman.
When I was about 7.
But that was my two biggest ones.
When I was about 7 years old, my great aunt, she gave me this milk crate full of Fantastic Four coloring books and a few comic books. It was full of them, and she handed it to me. It was what I was to do when she was babysitting me, to keep me quiet and all that. From that moment, that was my first experience in any comic book, and Fantastic Four was the first thing I ever read and drawn or colored.
See, that's how I was about X-Men.
I didn't get introduced to any other comic books till much later.
My brother's 12 years older than me. He walked in when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And he worked at this little grocery store. And back then they had those little spinning racks of comics. In every grocery store you ever went to.
Right,
you know?
Yeah.
And he worked at this grocery store. Well, every week when he got paid, he would buy me a comic book and bring it. And he had his old collection that he gave me as well. But he would buy a comic book and he would read it, and then he would bring it to me and just let me have it.
Right.
And a few years ago, I lost my collection, which I regret every day. But anyway, that's how I was with.
Anytime that
X-Men.
I see,
everything, because everything he brought me was the X-Men.
Anytime I see anything Fantastic Four on the big screen, that's reliving my childhood. Whether the movie sucked or whether the movie's good, it doesn't matter because
that's how I was with
that's
X-Men.
my childhood. But what's on my top list of movies that people say that suck that don't suck? Bell for a little chime in there, but it's the latest Fantastic Four, Michael B. Jordan, and now that universe can now merge
together
with the MCU,
or they can create a new one, and it doesn't matter anymore.
And we also got to talk about
multiverse. That one still exists, but here's another one.
And here's something that lives
same way with X-Men. That one still exists.
They confirmed with Sony that even the Venom universe coexists in the MCU universe.
I've heard that.
So they confirmed that this Sony is making them and releasing them, but they're in association with them. So we got that. Oh well, they've already hinted to that. Actually, Miles Morales is not a multiverse thing. He already has been confirmed that lives in this current universe and the Prowler is going to be Donald Glover. That's going to be great. That's going to be so great. We already got a Miles Morales in this universe, and that's to me really.
The two biggest for me probably would be, like I said, they would be Doctor Doom and Namor. And I would love to see them. And they can do this now with this multiverse. Mm-hmm. I would love to see them jump into the 2099 stuff. I always loved that when it first came out. You know, what was it, early 90s?
Yeah.
But I always loved that. And Doom 2099 was great. Spider-Man was probably the best out of the 2099 stuff. And then, like I've already said, Secret Wars was the biggest to me ever. You know, the Beyonder and the Secret Wars, the original one, not the new. Let's kill everybody off because we've got too many characters. Secret Wars, but the old one. That was always one of the when they changed the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah,
for the first time they took Thing out and brought in She-Hulk.
Yeah,
and then they had so much. That was kind of the entrance to the Spider-Man black outfit too. Was all that
makes me think back to going back to Endgame. What do you guys think about Professor Hulk? Did you see that coming?
That was fan service too.
And I like that they actually called
that was fan service.
Professor Hulk. They actually called
because
him that kids.
That was part of the comics.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I love how they had Ragnarok went World War Hulk, obviously.
Yeah.
And then so we got that in Ragnarok. Now we got Professor Hulk. So we got both Hulks in the same cinematic universe here. I thought that was really, really cool too.
Talk about the comics. I'll have to ask y'all about this because one thing that confused me, because at least in the movies, I don't know about in the comics, it seemed like they were from day one grooming the Winter Soldier to be the next Captain America. So I was kind of surprised at the twist when they chose the Falcon to be Captain America, which I'm fine with it. But now somebody else needs to be Falcon.
But in the comics, it was Falcon.
Oh, it was
when Captain America died in the comics. It was Falcon that took.
It just seemed like Sam that took. It seemed like they were building up the Winter Soldier to be the next Captain America.
You know, I thought it was a great twist because it left it a little bit unpredictable, but I like where they went with it. But what surprised me about it is if you think about it, Sam doesn't have any powers.
Exactly. I mean, he's
Steve Rogers has been. He's
and the Winter Soldier
has powers. But
right.
Sam has a super serum.
Yeah, and here's Sam's just a normal guy. He relies on his equipment.
At least in the comics, he could speak with the birds and stuff. At least he had a little bit of something extra. But in the
normal
MCU, he's same as Hawkeye.
He's a badass guy, but he's a normal guy. And. So a loyal guy.
But I also like that they give them. I mean, at some point, like when they blow up the whole building and the whole building crashes on top of everybody, you get to think, out of all the people that survived, how did Hawkeye be the first one that survived? With the sometimes you start to think that, which in the comics, Hawkeye is a little bit more powerful than what he is in the
right.
in the movies. He's just a normal guy that knows how to shoot a bow.
And Old Man Logan, he's blind and still a badass.
And
Well, even Natasha is. She's just been trained to be a crazy sick
she's been around
assassin.
like years. She's
I'm excited about her prequel movie. I think it's going to be good.
They can go way back with her too.
They can go into her training.
So what do you think about to me, the perfect way to introduce any X-Men into the MCU is instead of Guardians of the Galaxy was never supposed to be that big of a movie.
Right, it was.
I mean, it really wasn't. It was an obscure group that they threw in there.
It's like a C-list or D-list that became an A-list. That's what Marvel's great at.
Yes.
Ant-Man wasn't even a big deal. But that's a great movie.
The best way to
I didn't know I needed an Ant-Man movie, but...
Because
you're a normal fan.
Well, I love it. A fan service, because if you go back to the comics, it was actually Hank Pym that started the Avengers. Yeah. Hank Pym is the leader of the Avengers, and so a lot of fan service in this movie.
But also, what I was thinking, the way to bring in the X-Men, because there's a lot of fans that just do not like the idea of X-Men being in the MCU, and I do understand.
And I understand why, because there's so much political rhetoric that revolves around. I mean, the whole idea of X-Men is
they've made some great X-Men movies, but they've made some really
that
bad
political jargon is not going on in this universe. So the only way to bring them in is the multiverse. That's the only way.
I think a great way to ease them into it, and it could be a great way. You don't have to use him, but it could be a great way to put a new version of Wolverine, if that's what you wanted to do.
Now I do caution against this.
Alpha Flight. That was my big, because they're obscure.
Right.
They're like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Not everybody read Alpha Flight growing up like they did X-Men or Avengers.
I think it has to be total reboot stuff. I don't think they need to take anything from
I don't either.
the X-Men that are already going on. I think that
agree.
I don't think they should use James.
Some of the same actors.
As much as I like James McAvoy, they need to start from scratch. It needs to be a complete reboot.
But I'm okay with them using the same actors. Not all of them, but they could use some because it is a multiverse. And even though you do have your James McAvoy Professor X over here, it's not the same James and I know that could get confusing in movies, movie-wise. That could get confusing. Okay, well, what would this guy do? And that's how I think you should, like a reboot, like a complete reboot.
I think it should be a reboot too.
But the problem is they went from X-Men to
I think Kevin
X-Men
Feige,
First Class, which was a great movie.
This is not a bad thing, but Kevin Feige has kept the MCU so close to the chest, and he's so picky about it that I think. Which is a good reason because that's what has made it work. Less fingers in it, only one or two. Because Hollywood has destroyed some great movies. The producers, more money involved. Well, you're going to do this. I mean, they killed a whole Superman movie.
But you also got to think everybody dogs on the first 3 X-Men movie, but they were the leaders. They started.
I love them.
For the most part, they started. I mean, there's some campy stuff in it.
Bryan Singer's already said that
X-Men movies are underrated. Even the one with Apocalypse in it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think Days of Future Past was one of the greatest movies ever. First Class is good.
And Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past was amazing. That's my favorite one, I think. But Bryan Singer's even said himself in an interview, he's like, if you look at the universe of the X-Men, if you take 3 out, The Last Stand, if you take 3 out, that's the way he designed the rest of the movies. It could all work. Because, like Deadpool says, these timelines are confusing. It could all work if you take 3 out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you take, because I mean, for one is, gosh, now my brain is not working. Archangel, like that doesn't work. The Archangel that's in Apocalypse, that's in part 3. I mean, the time because he would have been probably not even born yet when that timeline happened.
The Juggernaut from X-Men doesn't work because he was represented correctly in Deadpool.
Yes,
exactly. Though at the time I did like the Juggernaut from X-Men. At the time when it came out, it was. But that's what I say. They were the leaders. They were the first. They had to work in the X-Men movies. They had to work the bugs out, and I think they did that before. Well, even the Wolverine movie.
How Mark opened it up though, it's like now the thing is in the process of movies in the past 15, 20 years, is what was happening is like CG started happening and they were relying on CG to tell a story. Yes. They forgot to tell the story. Now we brought the storytelling back, and a perfect marriage of great storytelling and CG is
that's what I've always said.
It's probably Endgame.
The biggest part is like. Fans have also let them know that we don't need any more with Spider-Man, with pretty much all of them. We don't need origin stories. We don't have to retell the same origin story a million times.
We know how Hulk was formed.
We know how Spider-Man got bit. We've seen that a dozen times already. There was no reason, and I like how they skipped over that.
Same with DC. I don't need to see Martha and Thomas Wayne laying in the alleyway.
I mean, you can show us
again.
Screaming.
Again.
With
I get it.
5 minutes you can explain that. 5 minutes you can explain that, and then go into character detail. But what I've always said about any superhero movie, whether it's DC, Marvel, or anybody, like to me, what they should do is write a great story.
Yeah.
Then put your superhero aspect.
That's why I praise Marvel. That's why I praise MCU so much, is because they've done that. I mean, who would thought about telling the story of Civil War? Who would thought about telling the stories from the thing is they don't need great writers. All this stuff has already been written if you just look into the comic books. And that's what I like about what Marvel.
A wealth of source material.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to come in and rewrite everything.
Well, that was the thing about Logan.
They don't have to.
About the movie Logan, it was a great story. And then they added the superhero part on top of it. And I don't even know that they did that in the comics.
I hope the next Deadpool movie is Merc with the Mouth.
It's like they take from that series. Is it Neil Gaiman? Is that how you say it? American Gods, Sandman.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He was always a story writer. That was the thing about him. He was always a story writer, and then he would go back and put like the superhero aspect to it after the story was written. And I like him. I like his writing, but but that's the way MCU has done for the most part. That's the way they've done in just about every story they've written.
They've done it right, and the thing is, I've always said this is like I'm like Mark. Other than Fantastic Four and Hulk, which is my favorite Marvel characters growing up, I've always loved DC more than probably
I was
Marvel.
the other way around.
But I haven't liked any of these DC movies. I was saying the other day that
I did like Wonder Woman.
I wish they would
Wonder
take.
Woman that was another one to me.
I hated
Wonder
that
Woman
one.
was a great story, and then they put Wonder Woman into it.
I think I
And
hated
I did
it
like
because
Aquaman, but visually,
The
Aquaman.
only thing
Aquaman
I
was
hated
okay.
about Wonder Woman is the big bad. At the
That's
end.
true. I do get
The
that.
rest of that movie
Yeah.
was amazing.
I
but
hated the
her
bad
big
acting.
bad was like
the maniacal laugh.
I feel like I could be him.
Yeah.
I hated that scene
I
with the
get that
maniacal
too, yeah.
laugh, and I mean that ruined almost the whole movie for me. And
Aquaman visually was great.
I thought it was okay. I
it
didn't
was a
think
good movie.
I wasn't
But
blown
those are
away
my
by it,
two
but I didn't
DC.
dislike it either.
That was and I was okay. To some extent, I like Suicide Squad, but the rest of them I could have done without.
I didn't mind. I
Like
didn't
even
mind it
Justice
either.
League,
Well,
I
think the continuity is where they lost it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Is that they don't have the continuity that
Well, they
MCU's
rushed
done.
it. They tried to get to Avengers.
I mean,
too fast.
Yes.
If you're gonna go with
They
somebody
saw that
like,
first, they saw that first
Yeah.
Avengers movie come out, and they're like, "Holy shit, we need to do that."
Well,
And
they
did
missed
it too. I mean,
marketing, too.
The first time you saw Batman, the new Batman, was called Dawn of Justice, and it had Batman, Superman, a cameo of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
a cameo of Flash, and Aquaman. I mean, they basically
All in
did
one.
Justice
and
League.
boom,
And
And then they have to go back and redo this afterwards.
Like,
after
dude,
Justice
Marvel
League.
spread this out from when they start 2008.
2008.
2008 to
So 11
2019.
years right now.
That you made us fall in love with all these characters individually.
Right before
And
we
then
got
you
to
put
see
them together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Iron Man 2 had already come out before Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See? And we get Batman, the first time we've seen Ben Affleck as Batman,
Well, see,
is basically a Justice League movie.
and then they can't keep Affleck. The next movie's going to have somebody else. Like, if you're going to commit to a Jared Leto as Joker, for one, mismarketing. People were so excited to see a Joker movie, but it's not a Joker movie. It's a Suicide Squad movie. Misled people, so it got bad reviews.
Exactly.
It didn't get bad reviews because it was a bad movie. It got bad reviews because people wanted to see a Joker movie.
Yeah.
And
they
now
marketed
they
it
can't
wrong.
keep Jared
Exactly.
Leto because to Hollywood it was a flop. And then they got Joaquin Phoenix coming in to do another.
Which I think will be a decent movie.
but
but
there's
I
no.
think what's going to
but
make
it's
it
still
decent
gonna-
is
no
that it's
con-
non-canon.
It's like there's no continuity though. I mean, I think what's made Marvel work is that to the most part, there's a few, but there's
And another thing that like we were
they
going
kept
back
the same
to origin
actors for
story.
the most part, and
And they've always said, like, okay, even your next movie is your villain's origin story, which a lot of times it is. I mean, if you go
The best
back and
thing
look
about
at a lot of-
Joker is
but
that he
that
never
was what I liked
had an
about
origin.
Infinity War and Endgame.
That's
There was
the
no
mystique.
origin
Yeah.
story
Of the Joker.
of
right.
there was no origin story of Thanos, and we didn't care. Like
Even
we
the
didn't
killing-
care where Thanos came from or exactly what he's been doing for the last. We
Well,
got little tidbits. From
Even
the
the
lore
killing,
stuff, but,
even the killing
Space
joke
corn.
but
at
you
the
need
very
5,
end.
10-minute clips, and that's it.
He's a
That's
farmer,
all the
man.
origin story
Thanos
we
is
need.
a farmer first.
Yes.
He's a world ender second.
But we didn't need a Thanos origin story for them to prove how much of a bad guy
Yeah,
or a
right.
good guy, depending on how you look at it, that Thanos was. I mean, and Thanos wasn't your typical bad guy.
Well,
He didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He
well,
thought he's saving the world.
Yeah,
or
and that
saving
was
the
his
universe.
way of saving the world.
Yeah.
And I think that kudos goes to what's his name that did Thanos' voice and acting.
Oh, yeah.
Motion capture. My brain is just not working right now. I could usually tell you, but he did a great job of bringing that to the fold. So you look at Thanos not as an evil bad guy, just as a powerful guy. Powerful in the sense that he's doing what he believes is right.
And I've also said that about Magneto, and all through all the X-Men movies.
You know what I love about
especially
Magneto's
First Class
story?
On,
It's like even though he had the wrong idea about things, he was right in the end.
he was right. Yeah,
He said a war was coming. Let's get a jump on this war and finish it now before they beat
those
us.
two, and I think that's why. And Doom to me is the same way.
And
for the
he was
most
right
part.
all along.
And I mean, they're not just evil guys that's out to destroy a world, to be destroying a world.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
have their
Magneto
reasoning.
says, let's destroy them before they destroy us.
And it's not so much of a power thing.
Yeah.
Like, I want all the power. Mm-hmm. That's usually your bad guys. They're usually just looking for power or fear or something like that. You know?
And the thing is
Or
Thanos
revenge.
being a farmer, he saw the universe not being able to produce enough food and resources for the population that's happening.
Space corn.
And so he knew the only way to fix the world. I mean, if you look, a perfect type and shadow of Thanos as a precursor in Age of Ultron was Ultron. And they had the same type of mindset and philosophy.
Yeah,
It's like
true.
the only cure for the problems that the Earth is facing
Is to destroy the
extermination.
population.
Yeah, it's people that are our own worst enemies.
Purging.
And but
Which is almost Hitlerist.
it's just
It's almost
Thanos was
Nazi
that on
vibes.
a universal level versus an Earth level, and great movie. Of course, if you listen this far into the podcast, we know you've seen it. If you haven't, then
If
shame
not,
on you
we're
for getting.
sorry. Yeah.
And we didn't actually talk a lot about Endgame. We talked about the possibilities coming after what's as a result.
We almost need to do this.
Of Endgame.
We need to do a part 2 of this.
I agree. I agree
we should.
because there's so much more to talk
say.
about. We should even
'Cause I
break
wanna
it.
watch
I would
again.
love to talk more about what's coming in the future, what we want in the future, what the possibilities of not just. I mean, like you could think on this, and I mean, like Mark said, there's already continuity there. There's already stories that's been written since the 40s.
Yes, the stories of that.
so,
Thank you, Stan.
yeah, Stan Lee. For sure.
And there's so many more stories that they can pull from now. That, like I said, what's exciting about Endgame the most is not just how great the movie is but now the possibilities of what's coming.
And I think
next.
a lot of people looked at it as
There's
the
gonna be
end, and
so
you
much
do
cool
look at it
things.
as the end, and that's
But it's
why
also a beginning.
That's why it's such an emotional movie because
Yeah.
you look at it as the end, but it's also a beginning.
And this could be the end.
know, so
I
you
mean,
can be
I can look at this
emotionally sad.
movie and say, "Well, I'm done." I mean, they put
Some
a
people-
perfect
some people may
close.
do that.
You know,
There was one
Going
moment,
forward.
and during the movie. Well, again, this is spoilery. So, when Tony was passing away, I leaned over to Sean and I went, "I'm not crying. You're crying."
I mean, that's why this movie was so emotional, though, is because it is the end of 22 or 21,
Yeah.
22 movies now. And then, but you also got the future possibility, especially with Disney doing their streaming service now. You've got so many possibilities of anything going forward happening.
as much
That
as
you can still dip into those movies with if you have to, or like Mark said, with a nod.
Yeah.
You can do a nod to any of those movies. Like you could have small cameos if you need it. You know.
yeah.
And
Well, I mean, they made some really, really brave decisions in this movie. For one, first of all, it's already brave enough to kill some of your favorite characters
main
off.
guys,
But
yeah.
you know, I think these high risks that they put into Endgame is really, really paid off.
I think so, and I think they'll pay off in the future.
And I hope that they don't bring Iron Man and Cap back or Nat. I really do, because
It'll be another Iron Man movie, but it'll be somebody else.
It'll weaken
Way
what they
later
just
on.
did. You know, it'll weaken.
It won't be Robert Downey Jr.
I know.
done.
In the things we've always said, this is no comic book character is ever really dead. We've always said
And
that.
that's always true, yeah.
Because they always
Brought
find a way to
Superman
bring them
They
back.
brought
but-
Uncle Ben.
America back.
I used to say Thomas Wayne.
Actually, they're
but he's kind of back in a way.
well. Thomas Wayne has
Well, even that was a multiverse type thing,
That's all
you know, with the
multiverse. It's not-
Flashpoint paradox.
So that's how nobody's dead, of
Yeah.
course. But I mean, you still there is an end there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There is an end to
I mean,
what we've seen.
and we
in
have
22 movies.
we have another.
There is an end to that.
We have another Ant-Man that they owe us. They owe us a third Ant-Man because every individual movie again comes in threes. That's what they contracted for. So I mean, where to go to from now? Now that they in
Yeah, we still
Endgame
got Doctor Strange.
went
We still got Black Panther.
to the quantum realm and learn to navigate through time in the quantum realm, where do you think the next Ant-Man's going to go? I mean, so there's a possibility that all these characters come
And
back.
we may
I
see a
mean,
young Pym,
yes,
you know, which would be awesome.
It's a great movie. And, you know, I think it's. I wouldn't fall short to say this. It's, you know, I only watch comic book movies. I think. I mean, except Game of Thrones or whatever. But it's the greatest movie I ever seen, and I don't hesitate to. I don't hesitate to say that it is. The
I don't mean to be that
movie.
guy, but we're like 10 minutes away from Game of Thrones.
It is,
and we're second to last episode of Game of Thrones. So
I
let's table this to part 2.
Let's say this is part 1 of. There's so much because I want to watch it again. Mm-hmm. Like when you watch the movie like this for the first time, it's just process and everything. Right. Then the second time, I'm going to study.
I mean, there was huge parts. I watched Infinity War getting ready. So I watched Infinity War like 3 times in the last month, probably.
get ready.
And there was so much that I missed. Every single time I watched Infinity War, I noticed something else that I had missed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, out of
and they pull for so many. You need to go back and watch Avengers. You need to go watch Dark World. You need to go back and watch Age of Ultron. This movie
makes you want to do that.
You need to watch Ragnarok. You need to watch it because they pull so much from that, you know, to make Endgame. All right. Till next time.
Thank you guys for letting me come in.
I'm not even going to do an outro. I'm just going to say thanks for listening to episode 115?
1 million.
Thanks for listening to episode 1 million of Real Pop Culture. We're broadcasting live from high atop the first and only floor of the Killj headquarters at the Killj Ranch. Love you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Tell them bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.